Mersey and this historic view which has granted Liverpool World Heritage status. But as modern developments begin to encroach, could that status be under threat? And frankly, would it matter? I am on a ferry on the Mersey, quite right, Dan. Very good morning to you. Did you know that boats have been crossing this stretch of water since 1318? That's when monks used to leave the monastery over there. There still remains of it to take their cattle to market over here. But you have to fast forward a few hundred years to the time around the Industrial Revolution, the 17th and 18th century, and that's because of the part it played in the nation's history and then the impact that the Industrial Revolution had on the world. But creeping, unchecked urbanisation and growing tourism, the impact of that and that it has on the skyline, they are reasons that UNESCO can take that label away. Liverpool will find out in about 90 minutes whether that's the fate that awaits them. And that's the question, is it? Let's speak with Chris, whose job it is to market this city region, not just to the rest of the UK, but globally. How important is it to have that UNESCO label? Can you quantify the impact of it?
It's, you know, Liverpool is a World Heritage City.
That you look at that growth there, Everton putting a site down there, 1.3 billion of investment, 1,500 jobs. It's weighing up the pros and cons, and that sort of dichotomy is as old as time, isn't it? The pros. And that's the question, is it? Let's speak with Chris, whose job it is to market this city. That you look at that growth there, Everton putting a site down there, 1.3 billion of investment, 1,500 jobs. It's weighing up the pros and cons, and that sort of dichotomy is as old as time, isn't it? The pride, whether or not it's revoked, they need a 2/3 majority in order for that to happen. I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah. Do you think it will happen, and how do you stop it from happening if it is to see? In about 90 minutes time we will find out which way the vote goes. Back in 2006 the Tower of London was put on a similar list where it was in danger of having its status revoked because of the mushrooming skyline in London. But then it was cancelled, so it still retained that status, so there is a chance that it will be saved. And lots of people in the city saying actually the investment that they're seeing here for jobs and homes is actually just as important as getting that World Heritage status. For now, I'm going to sit back at the day.
If you could have heard me in the last 5 minutes, that's what I've been singing. Thanks, Nina.
That's today's